I found out that when you study the right way, weird stuff starts happening, like stuff no one ever talks about. But once it kicks in, it completely changes how your brain works when you're learning. You think you're doing everything right, but you spend hours studying, skip stuff you actually enjoy, and still end up forgetting everything or getting average grades. Yeah, it makes you feel like an idiot. But the truth is, you are doing everything wrong. In this video, I'm going to reveal 5 weird things that start happening when you finally stop studying like a brain-dead donkey and start doing it right. So let's get started. 5. You start remembering formulas in the shower. Yeah, weird stuff starts happening when you study like this. You're just in the shower, living your peaceful little life, scrubbing your arms, washing your legs, cleaning behind your ears like a civilized human. Then you get down to, the private areas, doing your thing, and out of nowhere, bam! The quadratic formula slaps you across the brain like a math ghost. You freeze mid-scrub like, why the hell am I thinking about this right now? But it doesn't stop. Next thing you know, you're brushing your teeth and muttering the elements of the periodic table like a cracked-out chemistry monk. You go to pee and midstream, boom, velocity equals distance divided by time. You start wondering if you're going crazy. But no, you idiot! You're just finally studying the right way. And how did this happen? Oh, real simple, princess. It's called spaced repetition with active recall, you overcooked noodle. Not that brain-dead, highlight everything like it's important, zombie reading nonsense you've been doing since middle school. Real studying means making your brain work for it. Like going to the gym, but for your memory. You study something today, try to recall it tomorrow, again in 3 days, then a week later. Every time your brain has to dig it up, it gets stronger. That's why stuff starts popping into your head at random. Your brain's basically on beast mode, screaming, "Remember this, idiot!" when you least expect it. It's wild, but it works. 4. You dream about explaining the topic to someone. Bro, this is when the real weirdness kicks in. You've been studying so much that suddenly, boom, you're dreaming about teaching. You're passed out, snoring like a tractor, and next thing you know, you're explaining photosynthesis to a group of penguins or breaking down algebra to your grandma with a floating whiteboard. You wake up exhausted like you just pulled an all-nighter in some bootleg dream school for lost souls. And why does this happen? Because you finally did something smart for once in your scrambled egg life. It's called the Feynman technique, you majestic mess. Basically, if you can't explain something in simple terms, you don't actually get it. So you take whatever you're studying and try to teach it like you're talking to a clueless 5-year-old or your past self before you stopped being a functional couch potato. This forces your brain to connect the dots, fill in gaps, and actually understand what the hell is going on. And once it sees you explaining stuff, it's like, yo, this must be important, and locks it in so hard it starts running the lesson plan while you sleep. 3. You know the answer without knowing why. This is when things get scary smart. You open a question, glance at it for like half a second, and your brain just whispers, "It's B." And you're like, huh? You didn't even read the whole thing. You don't know why it's B. You just feel it in your bones like some ancient nerd spirit took over your body. And then boom, it's actually right. People around you start looking at you like you're some kind of sleep-deprived oracle. And why the hell is this happening? Because you finally stopped studying like a fried potato and used interleaved practice, that's why. Instead of drilling the same type of problem over and over like an idiot, you mix it all up. Subjects, problem types, random topics, thrown in like a chaotic buffet. Your brain starts connecting the dots, spotting patterns, and building this low-key sixth sense. So yeah, you don't know how you know the answer, but your brain does. 2, you start liking studying. That's when you know something's seriously wrong with you, like call the doctor kind of wrong. You sit down to study, and instead of fantasizing about setting your textbook on fire, you're actually enjoying it, bro. You're sitting there grinning like a sleep-deprived raccoon on caffeine because you just crushed a topic, and all you can think is, damn, I earned that reward. And I'm not talking about those sad little 5-minute TikTok scrolls. Nah, you're hunting the real prize, the mega dopamine hit after 3 full Pomodoros. Maybe it's inhaling a suspiciously large pile of Doritos, binge-watching videos about how pigeons are government spies, or lying face down on the floor wondering if your bookshelf is silently judging you. Whatever it is, it's waiting for you, and somehow that keeps you grinding. That's how it works, Disney princess. You set some dumb little goal like write on tragic paragraph for that cursed essay or solve 4 math problems without questioning your life choices. Then you grind for 25 minutes like a beast on a mission. After that, boom, 5-minute break to do whatever nonsense keeps your brain from melting. Scream into your pillow, reorganize your pens for no reason, practice your Oscar acceptance speech in the mirror, or just stare at the wall and wonder how you got here. And after 3 of those chaotic little sprints, you treat yourself like royalty. I'm talking jumping on the bed like you just won the lottery, microwaving something weird you found in the freezer, attempting a cartwheel in your living room, or lying flat on the floor whispering, "I earned this." Your brain, that previously useless mashed potato, suddenly goes, "Wait a minute, studying equals pleasure?" And now you're hooked, addicted to studying. 1. You naturally start avoiding dumb people. Out of nowhere, you start cringing at every idiot who says, "I'll just study the night before," like they're scratching a fork across your soul. People you used to chill with now sound like walking L's, bragging about not opening a textbook since the semester started while you're sitting there thinking, "Get this academic plague away from me." You start dodging lazy whiners like they've got contagious stupidity. It's not personal. Your brain just doesn't tolerate BS anymore. You're evolving, princess. You're turning into a high-performance beast who physically cannot small talk with people who think grinding means 6 hours of Netflix. The second you start seeing yourself as someone who studies daily and dominates, your brain's like, "All right, act like it." You stop vibing with mediocrity and start cutting off every idiot who thinks procrastination is a lifestyle. You're not better than them. Okay, maybe a little, but you sure as hell don't want to end up like them. And I hope to see you in the next video. You don't show up? Well, you're even dumber than I thought.